Hi, my name is Cynthia Mason. I'm a Canadian lawyer and trademark agent with the law firm of Mason PC and with our online trademarking platform, Markably. In this video, I want to talk about what you should do or what you shouldn't do when you see somebody or some other business owner using a name that is very similar to yours. Often we work for a lot of different levels of businesses, whether they're multinational corporations all the way down to sole proprietors who are just starting out with their first business. And one of the things that we do is we have to unfortunately send cease and desist letters when our clients notice somebody using a name that is too similar. It's going to cause confusion. It's going to affect their trademark rights. And so we send cease and desist notices and we enforce trademark rights. And I can tell you from the perspective of new business owners, startup sole proprietors, you're working on very slim margins, and especially when you're at the very beginning stages of your business. And so the last thing you want to do is to spend money sending a cease and desist letter or cease and desist notice to somebody who is just getting a little too close to your name. It's not inexpensive to pursue a trademark infringer. It is the last place you really want to be spending your money. And so there is the inclination to try to just wait and see, or to hope that it goes away, hope that that other business, realizes their mistake or that their business fails altogether. And then you don't have to worry about taking steps to enforce your rights. Unfortunately, this is not a great approach. Yes, it does cost a little bit of money, but here's the problem with doing nothing, or with just letting these people coexist with a name that is too similar to yours. As your business grows, as their business grows, your brand will become less unique, less distinctive, less memorable. First of all, you want to start your business out with a great name that you likely worked really hard at coming up with. And it is a name that resonates with your target audience. And it is a name that you have been investing, whether it's money or it's time or it's effort, you've been investing building your brand reputation. And when someone comes along and they have a name that is very similar to yours, it dilutes your efforts. It detracts from your efforts. And in the most egregious of situations, this other company actually diverts your customers right away from your brand to theirs. And so if you let that continue, your name will just eventually be worth nothing. People will be confused, and you're going to lose customers at the end of the day. And so you can't let it continue. The other really important reason why you want to take really swift action when you see a name being used that's very similar to yours is that the longer you let them invest in their name, not only does it impact the value of your name, but they become more entrenched in their own investment and they are less willing to change their name. So the faster you can get on it, the faster that you can take the steps and point out to them why their endeavors are fruitless and you're never going to let it continue, the easier it is to get them to change without causing any damage. So I know it's not an investment that any business owner wants to make, but the longer you let them persist, the more impact that it has on the value of your name, on your marketing efforts, the less likely they're willing to change their name. And ultimately, legally, you could be somewhat barred from enforcing changes down the road. You could be stopped from requiring them to change. If you knew about them, you let them persist, legally, it's very challenging to argue. It's almost impossible to argue that they're causing confusion and that they should stop if you let them continue. So it's a painful investment, but sometimes it just has to be done to preserve and to kind of improve your own marketing efforts and your own brand value. So if there's somebody out there that you are tolerating and they have a name that is very similar to yours and you want to make it stop, you should make it stop. Reach out, send me an email, book a free consult. I'm happy to give you my initial thoughts on the chances of having it stop and whether they are actually going to affect your brand value in the long run.